the people who decide our work ethics, they are having a conference. We used to call them HR, but now we call them human capital. The conference is entitled Standards Regulating HRM in Ghana, Standards, Ethics, and Sustainability. Very, very important. I have with me the chairman of the planning committee, Kwabena Yeboah, who is going to tell us. The conference starts tomorrow, and he's going to tell us what the conference is about and why we should all be interested. Thank you very much, Mr. Yeboah. So what's the conference about?
Well, Paul, this year's conference is one of many that we hope to have. And this year we are focusing on the theme, as you rightly put it. It's regulating HRM in Ghana, standards, ethics, and sustainability. So the CIHRM is a regulator of HRM in Ghana. We were set up by an Act of Parliament, Act 1020, to regulate the practice and promote the practice of HRM in Ghana, or HR management in Ghana. So this is one of many conferences that we hope to have. We hope that it's going to be an annual one. And this year we want to focus on standards, ethics, and sustainability. And the reason being that we want to ensure that all HR professionals and practitioners in Ghana work to certain standards, exude a certain type of ethic, and to ensure that the industries and the organizations in which we work are sustainable by the good practices and so on that we bring to bear on the organization. So basically that's what we want to do.
So what's the conference duration? Who is speaking?
Yeah, the conference is for 2 days. Tomorrow, Wednesday, that's the first day, and then Thursday. So the 18th and 19th of June. And thereafter, we'll be having our AGM also on Friday the 20th.
So on your screen there is the conference. You can see it, Mr. Yeboah. So this is an annual conference?
Yes, an annual conference.
So last year it happened?
No, this is the first of many. We've had a few in the past, but this is the most, this is the biggest.
But it's interesting that Parliament has passed a law regulating HR. That's very interesting.
Yes. So the law, as I said, is Act 1020. And it's an important thing for us because, like all the other major professions in the country, you realize there's some regulation around it. If you talk of our other professionals, engineers, doctors, lawyers, nurses, and so on, there's some regulations around how the practice should be done. And we felt that it's very important that we must have a certain standard of how things are done regarding the HR profession in Ghana. And so it's a very important thing for us, and we hope to ensure that in the coming years, everyone understands the standards that are going to be brought to bear on organizations in which we...
Does the organization have powers to crack the whip? Can you punish people? Can you...
Yes.
Can somebody report something to you?
Yes. The law allows us to do that. So, for instance, we have an ethics committee. We have certain standards. If you are an HR professional and you fall foul of any of those standards, you can be brought to book by the CIHRM or the institute. And then also, of course, whenever we, the law enjoins us to regulate the practice, and so we'll be looking at certification. That's one of the most important things. Certification to be able to practice HR at certain levels in the organization. Mm-hmm. So we have the associate level, we have chartered, we have fellowship and all that. And the law allows us to do that. There are regulations that also back us to be able to do that, yeah.
So who is speaking tomorrow?
Tomorrow, the most important speaker perhaps will be the Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, who will be speaking on the theme of the theme around the conference. Mm-hmm. And so there are many other speakers. Tomorrow, for instance, we have Dr. Stella Adom-Otchere, mm-hmm. who will be talking on some very, the topic she's going to talk about is causing a lot of stirring in the public.
What is he saying?
It's the topic is the ethics of falling in love in the workplace. So that's causing a lot of people are interested in that. We'll also be talking about the standards. We have Professor Dodu talking to us about standards, the importance of having standards in any proper organization. And then we have the MD of GCB Bank, Farhan Hassan. He will be speaking to us on Thursday on HRM, the good, the bad, and the ugly in Ghana. So those are some of the things. We also have some very important speakers from the National Labour Commission, Mrs. Rose Kaikayanan and Dr. Welbeck, who will be talking to us about their experiences in the NLC. One of the most important topics, perhaps, is where we will be talking about the new labor law. As you know, the labor law governing all the work that we do in Ghana was promulgated in 2003. Now there's a lot of discussion around revising it and making it a bit more modern and fit for purpose. And so she'll be talking about the new labor bill, our hopes and our fears. And so those are some of the major topics that will be discussed at the conference.
Who else is speaking?
We also have speakers such as Kojo Misa. Kojo Misa is the head of the CIHRM organization in Ghana. CIHRM is the American HR organization, and he has the chapter and organization in Ghana. And then there's another quite popular speaker, Dr. Jeff Bassi. He's the founder of the HR Certification Center. They also do some certification courses, and he'll also be speaking on at the conference. Then, of course, we have others like the another interesting part of this poll are the panelists. So after of course, there will be plenary sessions where the speaker will speak about them. We have some very important panelists also who will be joining us, like Dr. Anthony Yeboah, former Secretary General of the TUC. Yeah, that's a big one. And then Austin Game, who is famous for being a colossus when it comes to HR practice and labor relations in Ghana. Then Senor Ajabin, our former president as well, Dr. Edward Kwapon, and so on. These are some of the panelists that will be speaking tomorrow.
So who is attending? Is it just the practitioners?
It is open to everyone practically, but of course we would expect a lot more of the attendees to be HR practitioners and professionals in Ghana. It's open to both members and non-members. Of course, we would expect that after a certain time, all HR practitioners will be members of the institute. Yeah.
How does the training occur? Do you have a school that certifies from membership to that? Is it a school?
Well, it's not a school. We run certification courses. We have some centers, teaching centers all around Ghana, in Accra, Tema. The big centers, Takoradi, etc. So they do the teaching, and then you come and write the exam. There are 4 levels of certification. We do level 1, level 2, up to level 4. Level 4 is where you do the project work, and then you become a chartered HR practitioner. So,
what's your young people who want to do that aspire to? After you finish university, write level 1, or you go and look for a job? What do you do?
Well, so the level 1 is the basic thing you need is a degree to do the level 1. But we are getting into some collaborations with some. We have some MOUs with some universities. The one prominent one being with the UPSA, where they will start doing the certification courses in school, even before they come out of school. So you just need a first degree to start the course. There are many of our student members who are either practitioners, or who want to improve on their professional status, or some who just come out of school and they want to start it and so on. But by the time you get to level 4, you will become chartered. You are required to have a certain minimum number of work experience to be able to do certain levels of the course.
Is there a government agency that employs HR people? So lawyers will go to the Attorney General, accountants will go to GRA, Ministry of Finance. Is there something like that?
No, by the very nature of the profession, you could HR professionals are found everywhere. Okay, so obviously, with government being one of the biggest employers, you have a lot of practitioners in the public sector. But of course, there are many other practitioners also in the private sector and so on.
Do you have private HR firms who are rendering HR services
yes,
in Ghana?
Several of them.
I see.
Yeah. So they basically offer what consultancy services. One of the most prominent ones, for instance, will work on things like providing recruitment services, training services, and so on and so forth. Yeah, there are quite a lot of them. Yeah.
Do you have any questions for HR, Michael and Fatih?
Well,
you don't have any questions for HR. Okay, what will be your last word on this one, Mr. Yeboah?
Well, so we want to encourage as many people who can to join us tomorrow at Alisa Hotel. We start at 9 o'clock on the dot. The arrival and so on will be at 8 o'clock. And we hope to see as many people for the good discussions that are going to take place, of course, the networking opportunities and so on and so forth. The good thing is that those who attend will have some CPD credits as well to use for their next certification cycle. So basically that's what we want to do, and we invite all of you to join us there tomorrow and Thursday. And as I said, when we are done with the conference, the next day, on Friday the 20th, we'll have our AGM, which is a members-only affair. Members of the institute to convert to have our annual general meeting, also at Alisa Hotel.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Yeboah. And we can come for when is the last day of the event? I'm sure there'll be a party.
There'll be Thursday. Well, usually
HR people don't do party.
Oh, we have a lot of fun. I mean, we have a lot of fun as well. But there's no formal event as such. But we have some of our colleagues coming from other parts of Ghana. Takoradi, for instance, are making a good showing, and so we've told them we'll host them to some dinner or something like that. But it's not a formal thing.
Yeah. Let's go to +263 and go and jam.
That'll be fine.
So tell Mr. Tego, the HR director at the airport, that I wish him well.
Yes. Robert is a member of the planning committee.
Yeah, Robert Tego is a good guy.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's. That's it for the interview. Let's take some text messages as I roll over to the touch screen. Thank you very much, Mr. Yeboah.
Thank you.
Question coming in from a viewer. This is from Akwesi Boating, and he says, "Hello, Paul. I hold a MSc in HR. Can I charter in Ghana since I schooled in the United Kingdom?"
Yes. It doesn't matter where you do your first or second degree. You can always charter in Ghana. Just contact the institute. Our social media handles are at CIHRM Ghana, at CIHRM Ghana, on Facebook, on X, and then of course on LinkedIn. And then we will take you through the registration process. So yeah, you're welcome.